ready for the eclectic one. AKA Pad is here.
And here we are, AKA Padders. We're drawing gross out humor. This is what the teenage boys love. But we're doing Mad Balls today. And right here, check this out. I don't know if you guys remember these. So a lot of these, they're really tough to find now in high grade because the foam dries out. But these were like molded foam, painted balls. You could use them, you could throw them, but they would like eventually like chip apart, break apart. And yeah, they're one of the quintessential toy lines from the 80s now. Well, we're drawing them on cardboard pizza circles. I'm not going to get too crazy with any of the lore or even character names. I just want to appreciate this line as a straight up visual. Let me clean my lens a tad here. But guys, Peter A. DeLuca here. Welcome back to the channel. We've been doing these cardboard pizza circles for a few years now. We have a pretty good stack of them. I want to showcase that to you. Just maybe, so you guys can see a little bit of the process. So we start like this. We start with, I just found these, by the way. So these are the Mad Balls. I've been trying to run out of them. I keep finding them. But we have, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'll get to 5 Mad Balls. But we go from here to a Sharpie drawing. This is just cheaper than cheap. Sharpie, Sharpie, Sharpie. So these guys here. This equals that. And then we get into the coloring, which is this. Colored pencil, shading, undertones. The process is no different than painting. We work from midtones. The paper itself is a midtone. But then when it all kind of coagulates and comes together, we get pieces that look like this. I did these earlier this year. I did a whole set for Pirates of Dark Water. Previously, we have like Pizza Face here. We have Raphael in the Casey Jones mask. This was my very first one in 2018. Krang. But we have Super Shredder, Ground Chuck, Samurai Leo, Wingnut, and Screw Loose. We got the movie Donatello, one of my personal favorites, Meat Sweats, Slash. And we just keep going. Mark Poulton, if you guys are familiar with him, he's the one that suggested this. Chrome Dome, not crazy about Chrome Dome. Mono Gecko. And this started as a series of turtles, and I started doing guest stars. I started doing like drag here, the unknown, the forgotten characters. This is the Pizza Alien. We have the rise of April O'Neil. We have Mutagen Man. And so a part of this series is going to be the Mad Balls. Now, the wild thing is drawing is it's a little bit boring and ho-hum when we draw on these live because it's hard for you guys to see the pencil strokes. But we're going to do it anyway because I just want to make progress. I want to get another one of these ready to go. And I'm not 100% sure which one. I don't want to draw the eyeball. Like the eyeball is the low-hanging fruit. I was thinking of Hornhead here, right here. The Cyclops with the nose ring. I think that would be fun. Now, part of it is I know it's going to take me time to kind of draw these guys spherical. And my first one, I didn't quite do that well enough. So here, what I'm adding are just guidelines. And these guidelines are going to help me visualize how we kind of wrap it. So cheers to figuring things out. I hope you guys are having a good morning. If you're watching this, I'm doing something. Maybe I'm in another country. Maybe I'm tied up. Maybe something tragic happened, and this is my this is my will and testament. So I want to get into the ink part, right? Like we want to get into the blacks and all those like fantastic shadows that I am known worldwide for. But we want to get to them as quickly as possible just so you guys can tolerate it. Now, I often get, I get the question a lot, like, Pete, like, where you get the ideas for all this? Because you do a lot of stuff. Like, we see you online, you're kind of always busy. Well, the wild thing is, I work a 9 to 5 job. Like I have an office, multiple at this point, but long story short is like if you pay a parking ticket in Center City, Philadelphia, you're going to kind of deal with my team and the people, my collaborators, and the people I work with. I refer to everyone I work with as a collaborator because you really need true cooperation to get things done. And, to achieve that, you need collaboration. I don't consider them co-workers. I usually also get close with everyone I work with. And, things can get scary. Things can get hairy sometimes, too. Meaning, deadlines and pressure and stuff not getting done. I gotta wear my hat backwards. I keep forgetting. I've been wearing my hat. I've been wearing my hat like this all year. I call it my dad hat era. But I used to kind of spin it around, and my camera is like designed to get, be this close. But when I add the bill, I did that last night with a stream where I felt like I was constantly hitting the cam. So some drawing commentary here. We have what I like to call a twin shot, okay, or a mirrored shot. Let me just get into some of this, and I can explain that to you guys. So a mirrored shot is if we split this in two, pretty much like this. If we split the image in two, we can mirror it. It's a duplicate. Technically, if we're doing graphic design and working on the logo, this I would call this an ornament logo or icon because it's a mirror image of itself, and it's valuable to the human eye because your brain doesn't have to do a lot to catch up to it. It can kind of know relatively quick what you're looking at, so your brain just processes it and tells you, it tells you what's there. So this is kind of cool because he's got these little. I like that he's got these little like baby fangs like right here. Now we're not going to get into the entire production here, or get into the entire work. I'm going to take this as far as I can. But at the same time, I want to showcase my process to you guys, and I don't know, maybe even remind you that these things existed. Now they've come back in a few forms. I think Super 7. I forget some of the companies, but they've resurrected this whole toy line, which I think is kind of cool because I think Super 7 made them in resin or plastic. And that just kind of makes so much more sense than foam. But I think there were like horror foam ones. I remember seeing a Predator, Aliens, Predator, Leatherface, Freddy Krueger, which a ton of fun. I mean, we all love those properties. I love long running horror franchises. Something like Child's Play. I think Child's Play is I really got into and I've only seen the first season, but the first season of the Child's Play TV show is it's good. Like it's just so, and at the end, like the possessed Chucky dolls are shipping, like perfect horror ending. And I guess that's a little bit of a spoiler there, but who cares about spoilers? We're adults. We don't have to care about spoilers. Adults can handle spoilers. How about that? But this is great, guys. I'm happy to be able to have this, to record and still hang out and share time with you guys when when I'm not available, because I feel like you have to make yourself available just so people can kind of, I don't want to say get inspired, but maybe you can help some people out there wake up and know that they can get to something. Like you can start something and you can finish something, and you can take your time with a project, and you can get it perfect, and you can get out there and crowdfund it, and there it is. Like it just exists. It's there. I think between social media and just digital production, there's just so much available. And some of you too, you guys might be, I don't know, looking for a collaborator, looking for someone to help you with the visuals. And that's a little bit of my whole social media push too. It's a little bit of advertising for my amazing creative services. Up here. I'm going to try. Sometimes when I go silent, I'm usually holding my breath so I can maintain a steady line. So if I go silent, I'm not ignoring you. Got a nose ring here, and it's nice to put like maybe like a different texture or make it look like it's someone made this, right? Like someone like pounded the metal type thing, like added details. So a lot of these really they don't come to life until we hit it with the white out, which is that's the part of the process that everyone loves that. You eventually just work your way around, like you work your way. You kind of just do enough mind numbing, uh like little noodles, even like I think that's somewhat of a overused term, but you do kind of you want to noodle some of the detail and just because like in your mind's eye you're writing a narrative for this image, like you're coming up with scenarios for the texture, you're coming up with reasoning for chips and like other notable parts of the piece, right? Like we're kind of thinking about the pimples and what the pimples and the bumps and the warts look like, and we extrapolate, we kind of say to ourselves, all right, like this is this area, so this is going to be bone, and this bone is going to have like a cavity in it. So we do a lot of storytelling even though we're not drawing a story. I use heavy shadows underneath the nose as a crutch. And the reason for that is, I gotta lean on it to tell that story, like to tell the story that we have a nose here, people. Like we have a big chunky nose, and we have to separate it. We gotta keep this separate. So we gotta let people know. Hopefully some of you out there are able to see what we have cooking here. All right, all right. So I always like to do like just chunks of the teeth missing towards the tips. Because again, like we want to draw characters that have or create these characters in a way where they kind of have a deep history, like a history you'll never read about, you'll never know, but they're illustrated in a particular way that's a fantasy. That is what your job is as an illustrator. You have to draw a fantasy. Something people have never seen before. So some of the series too for these are I think there's like a werewolf, there's like a football player. Series 2 got a little bit more aggressive. And for the original run, I'm not sure if there's more than a series 2. I know they went into like there was like a football, which was I think 3 of those. One of those, I think he's called like Long Bomb, but he is such a cool design. Like look that one up if you ever are so inclined. I would like to draw him here though for this show. So we use like the curvature of the teeth and the mouth to add some quick lines. I always also do like that. There's like extra membrane like inside the mouth. I think that's such a cool little feature. Sorry, guys. Got to check the phone. Check the phone. Sorry, just got caught. Just got called brain dead in one of my YouTube comments. So boom. Here we go. All right, AK powders. 30 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to continue to like round out some of the shading for this. Now, a quick note is when I eventually hit it, depending on the wax of the crayons, of the, colored pencils, the cross hatching and the line work gets diminished. So you kind of have to go, like for example, like here, you kind of have to go back and forth at times, to bring it back out. But that kind of depends on how well those highlights hit. So you toggle, you go back and forth, and I have to go in the run of coloring these to kind of figure some of that out. But I think for now, right, like we got some mad balls going. We got 2 of them, more to come. Thanks for hanging out.